Stop everything right now and listen carefully, because what we are about to discuss could mark a turning point in one of the most talked about connections in the K-drama universe. And if you want the full truth before the headlines twist it, then subscribe right now to K-Drama Bliss and stay with us until the very end, because this story is deeper than anyone expected. Is this the end for Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo? That question has been spreading like wildfire across social media timelines, fan communities, and entertainment platforms worldwide. When two global icons stand at the center of speculation, every small detail becomes magnified. For years, both stars have represented elegance, power, and global influence. Individually, they command massive attention. Together, they create headlines without even trying. That is why the recent shift in their public dynamic has left fans uneasy. It began with silence, a highly anticipated awards night where many expected a shared appearance. The venue shimmered with golden lights and anticipation filled the air. Celebrities arrived one after another. Cameras flashed endlessly. Fans waited for that moment. Song Hye-kyo stepped onto the red carpet first.
Calm,
graceful, radiating confidence. She posed with effortless elegance, answering questions with a gentle smile. Yet, something felt restrained. Observers noted her composed energy seemed more guarded than usual. Then came Lee Min-ho. His arrival immediately electrified the atmosphere. Tall, confident, and charismatic, he greeted the media with warmth. His presence filled the venue. But the moment fans were waiting for never happened. No shared frame.
no coordinati d'entrens.
No subtle glance captured by photographers. Within minutes, social media erupted. Was it coincidence? Scheduling conflict? Or something more? Clips were analyzed frame by frame. Fans compared body language from past events. Comment sections filled with theories. Some insisted this was normal professionalism. Others sensed emotional distance. But what truly intensified speculation happened days later. At a private industry gathering attended by top actors, directors, and executives, both stars were reportedly present. This was not a public spectacle. No live broadcast. No staged photos. Just an exclusive room filled with influence. According to insiders, Song Hye-kyo arrived early. She greeted colleagues warmly and engaged in thoughtful conversations about upcoming projects. She appeared calm, focused, and centered. Later in the evening, Lee Min-ho entered. His energy was steady and controlled. He moved confidently across the room, greeting peers and discussing creative plans. Then came the moment that changed everything. Across the hall, their eyes met. No dramatic music. No exaggerated reaction. Just a quiet exchange of acknowledgement. A slight nod. A few measured words. Observers described it as respectful and composed. But what was missing caught attention. There was no lingering warmth.
No visible spark.
Just maturity. And that subtlety became the headline. Fans began digging deeper into recent interviews. Song Hye-kyo spoke about embracing independence and stepping into a new chapter of personal growth. She emphasized strength, self-awareness, and moving forward. Around the same period, Lee Min-ho discussed discipline, solitude, and focusing intensely on his craft. He mentioned transformation and redefining priorities. Individually, these statements reflected professional ambition. Together, they sounded like two people navigating change.
So, what is really happening?
To understand this moment, we need to consider something important. Both Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo operate at the highest level of fame. Every gesture becomes amplified. Every pause becomes interpreted. Silence at their level does not remain silent. It becomes a story. There is another layer many overlook. Growth at this stage of life often requires evolution. When careers expand globally, the pressure intensifies. Time becomes scarce. Focus sharpens. Priorities shift. Sometimes distance is not conflict. Sometimes it is strategy. Yet the internet thrives on clarity. Together or apart. Fans feel emotionally invested, and uncertainty feels uncomfortable. A few weeks later, both stars posted separately on social media. Song Hye-kyo shared a serene photo from a script reading session. Her caption spoke about new beginnings and creative excitement. Lee Min-ho uploaded a monochrome image from a rehearsal space writing about dedication and refining his skills. No references to each other. No shared interaction. Again, speculation grew louder. Is this quiet separation? Or simply two professionals protecting their privacy? Let us revisit their history for perspective. Both have endured years of intense public scrutiny. They understand the impact of rumors. They know how quickly narratives can spiral. That awareness often leads to intentional distance in public settings. Not because something is wrong, but because control matters. Another interesting detail emerged during a recent press conference. When asked about relationships and balancing personal life with career, Song Hye-kyo smiled softly and answered that growth requires space and understanding. Around the same time, Lee Min-ho stated that real strength comes from inner focus and clarity. Were these subtle confirmations, or simply reflections of maturity? Here is what makes this situation mind-blowing. There has been no explosive confrontation.
No dramatic reveal.
Just composed professionalism. And yet that composure feels louder than chaos. Sometimes when two powerful individuals evolve simultaneously, the dynamic naturally shifts. That shift does not always mean ending. It can mean redefining. Imagine two strong currents flowing side by side. At times they merge seamlessly. At times they move independently, yet still exist within the same ocean. That could very well be what we are witnessing. Fans fear a breakup because the connection once felt visible and warm. When visibility decreases, imagination fills the gap. But reality at their level is rarely simple. Lee Min-ho continues delivering commanding performances, showcasing depth and maturity beyond earlier roles. Song Hye-kyo continues captivating audiences with emotional precision and elegance. Their careers are rising, not collapsing. And sometimes rising individually requires space. There is also the possibility that what appears as distance publicly may not reflect reality privately. High-profile figures often choose subtlety over spectacle. Until either star speaks directly, everything remains interpretation shaped by perspective. What we do know is this. When Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo move even slightly, the entire entertainment world reacts. That level of influence does not disappear easily. So, is this the end? Or is this simply the evolution of two icons learning to balance personal life and global spotlight? The answer may not come quickly. It may unfold gradually through actions rather than words. For now, all we have are moments, glances, independent growth, and a silence that speaks volumes. If you want continued updates, deeper analysis, and thoughtful breakdowns without exaggeration, then subscribe right now to K-Drama Bliss and turn on notifications because this story is still unfolding and you deserve to stay ahead of every development. The next chapter could change everything.